Welcome back to Mitford Pottery. A little different video for you today. It is agateware. Been throwing some mugs and I had a ball of clay and I thought, mugs, I'll try something different. Now I've been doing critters, sort of little enclosed forms, hedgehogs. I thought, why not do one out of agateware? So here we go. Clay on the wheel, camera in position, ready for action. Lovely sunny day today as well. Just my camera work's not up to scratch. We'll zoom in a bit as well. Where if I can find the button. Yeah, about there. So 550 grams agateware. And to start, it's just going to be an enclosed form. This one will be a longer video, so I'll show you the trimming and other bits and bobs on it. But to start with, pretty standard stuff. Get it on the wheel, stick it on, cone it up. As with agateware, we would really only get one cone because we don't want to mix our grain too much. So we've got our cone nearly twice the height of our hand. We're going to centre that down onto the wheel. So we're just pushing the clay towards the middle and holding it like that. Like so. Now put a hole in the middle as normal. You don't want to go too thin, so I'm going to check it. Because we've got to have a bit of clay at the base for later on when we come to paddle it. So just over a centimetre. So I'm going a little bit further. Want about a centimetre. So just push that a little bit further down. That should do us. Right, and then we'll do the same. We shall expand the base out. So we just gently push that over. We don't go too wide because it's going to be more of a round shape. Press that, give that another check, and go a bit more, pinch a little bit more, go a little bit deeper, and then across. That's it, and give it a press, gentle press, just to compact that bit of the base. That's it. Now we're going to curve our wall over just a touch, like so. Now we're going to lift it. Now normally when we do a cup we're aiming for a thin-ish wall. Now this one's going to be relatively thin-ish, but want to leave it a bit thicker towards the top. Because as we enclose the shape, a little bit thicker helps. If it's too thin, it just wrinkles up on itself. So we'll give it a go. So we'll just do our first lift, which just sort of sets the clay into position. Now we can get a bit of height and a bit of shape, so I'm going to push in, push out. And I want to keep the top in as much as we can, because we don't want to have to fight the clay to get it back when we start to enclose it. So you've got to judge how thick your clay is. So I'm going to push in and push out. Get a little bit of height. Then less pressure to get the top, because I don't want to thin that out much more than it is now. Oh, I'm getting cramp in my arm. So you can see sort of the barrel shape starting to take shape. So we'll probably get one more for height. So we're going to make this one count. So push in, push out, grab that clay at the bottom, go out a little bit, less pressure, go back in, less pressure, we don't want to get too thin, like so. So we've sort of got our barrel shape. Now what's going to happen now, as we push that in, it's going to go in and taller, in and taller, in and taller till it meets in the middle. That's the plan. So we've got to make sure we don't leave it full of water. So on the critters, a lot of the shape comes from the final sort of hand fettling process. So while I can still get my hand inside, I'm going to do one last pull of the clay just to set my shape. So I'm quite thin at the base, get that clear there, just give it a bit more of a barrel shape, then in like so. So we've got a bit of a rounder shape there now. Get our water out. There. Right. So this is probably the tricky bit. So we're going to start to narrow that in. As we narrow it in, that gets thicker. So we narrow it, a little tiny lift, narrow it, tiny lift. We don't want to put loads of water on the inside, so you've got to be fairly careful with sloshing the water about. So we're going to start our first, and I usually just throttle it type of thing. So from where I'm going to start to push in, and then slope it up nice and slowly, and then we've got to sort of define our shape still while we can still get to it. So that bit here is where the clay is starting to thicken. So make sure I'm wet. So we go there and start to nip the clay about here. To thin it out. And then we start to bring it in. I'll just narrow it in, so if it gets too wide it'll collapse on itself. So while I can still get the sponge in, get some of that water out of the way. That's it. So that bit's now what we're going to hopefully bring together. Keep an eye on my shape. Ooh, the pressure. We're getting there. It's a bit thin in the middle there, but hopefully once I get this together, it's got a little bit of pressure, internal pressure, so hopefully these are going to meet on this go. Oh, not quite. Right, last go. So that's getting quite thin. So this bit's now got to meet as I push it together. Nearly. Oh, nearly. There, an enclosed form. Not one of the better ones I've ever done, but it is enclosed. Make sure that's sealed, that's the main thing. Right, now, start to finish this off a bit now, so we'll get the sponge on it. So now that it's sealed at the top, it's got a little bit of internal pressure, so you can sort of prod and poke it about a little bit. As long as you don't burst that open, you're usually okay. Right, so I'm happy with that shape. Relatively happy with that, yes, I think that's... And these ones take on a different, in the next process, in the next bit of the video, they take on such a different look as you start to fettle them into shape. So same as always, we'll take the excess off the base, like so. And because it's an agateware, we want to expose. Now, we want to get a different, we want to get a metal kidney instead of the flat one. Well, that's got a flat and a round profile, because when I get to the top I want to scrape that bit. So lose a bit of speed. Right, here we go. So we're going to scrape this. And I'm curving the metal rib. Like so. Now we're doing. Give it another pass. There you go. An enclosed agateware form. There you go. Can we scrape this top bit anymore without destroying it? Lovely. There you go. An enclosed agateware critter. Well, the beginnings of. So there'll probably be a part 2 to this video. Because it's got to dry for a little while. Don't get the camera up. There you go. There you go. So, thanks for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, all that malarkey. Clear is the way. And I'll see you in part 2 of this video and other videos. Bye for now.